hot dogs, there's more to cook. The hamburgers are coming out.
Where I knows the boxes are so, I remember I told you that guy's trying to shoot them. We seen the other day
saw
two
two
of
of
them.
Yeah.
Just the other day.
But I heard shooting the other day
Oh, they were
too.
there?
We
Two
heard
of them.
shots though yesterday.
We
I
heard shots. And he said he wants to kill him.
Ooh, this. My pop tastes horrible after standing over the smoke and then trying to
No,
drink
I
this.
don't
It tastes
care.
like the charcoal stuff.
Nah. That's supposed to be
Because it's
good.
in my
It's supposed
system.
to be good, right? Shark.
I'll get more later. It's the thing. 10 minutes counting
Remember,
down.
save.
Yeah.
Okay, Pete.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I meant
You want the mint?
whatever it is.
Right here.
Yeah.
Give me the scoop, please.
Oh, sorry.
Well, let me go get your scooper. Hold on. That's too big.
Yeah, just stick this on top of it.
I got 8 more of these scoops to get out for myself.
More scoopers.
Behind them.
Well, he hasn't graduated yet.
Well, you gotta make sure he goes through graduation, right?
Okay, come on, because I saw
Okay.
the iron his feet.
He's got an iron.
Actually, the iron head first.
Whose name is that?
Lauren.
Oh, Lauren.
Tell him I said thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Wish he would have come.
Well, Lauren's on his own schedule.
Well, just take him home some food.
So there's a decent amount of cards.
The dogs. Look at this squeaky toy.
You're fine.
Oh, you're the presents now. She's gonna start opening them.
Biscuits
Biscuits
pop
got
out.
Biscuit's got the envelope.
Thank you.
Where's that one from? Oh, that's.
This
Team.
This one's from us again. That box ain't from us. That box ain't from us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Does that have her name on, his name on it too?
It was from Aphid too, yes.
Okay.
It's from Aunt
Yep.
Julie and Aphid. Woof.
So what I get him?
He signed it too, didn't he?
He licked the
Probably
envelope.
should have wet his paw and put it on the
I
car.
thought about it.
I
I thought
think
about
he
it.
licked the envelope closed.
So unfortunately I did. Ugh.
Sticky one. Blue.
Are you being hammered?
Oh, you
2019? What they plan? You do this grade older?
2018.
2019.
No, it ain't. I know what it said. 2018. I know what it said. Then give me my thing back.
You're talking about the man who also thought there were donuts and hoagies.
I also didn't know where the napkins were.
Yeah.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hi.
I don't know where nothing is. Remember, this ain't my house.
Hi. You ate it? Oh, he come in our house, he knew exactly where those toys were.
Yeah.
He remembers. You big little boy? Huh? You big little boy? What the little boy? All right, sit now. Hey, open it up.
Huh?
Open it up. Okay, now, I have to take those back. Now,
Okay.
there's a thing about it, Pete.
Uh-huh.
We're going to take them to the bank tomorrow, okay? And if they're mature, that should be $600 worth.
Okay.
All right, but if they're not mature, we're bringing them back.
If
We're
they're
gonna wait till
juvenile,
till they,
then they're taking them
you know,
Yeah.
reflect the thing. But hopefully they have, okay? So we'll run them to the bank for you tomorrow, and if, because Papa's name's on them too. And
Okay.
then we'll bring you back the money.
No, it's
Sure.
not Papa that's on there. It's Cecil.
Well, but anyway,
All right, we're here.
yeah, because we'll take care of this for you for tomorrow.
Okay.
don't forget
What are
that.
you doing tomorrow? Are you working or what?
No, but we have to go to the
no, I don't even
State
have to work
Farm.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to
All right,
go
so
State Farm,
we'll,
get
I
the
figured
insurance.
you'd be busy, so we'd do this and do it tomorrow, sometime. Because the bonds, it's so stupid. He's had, the 2000 in 1999, one was that matured, I think. The other one's like the $100 bonds, there's like $68 they only did, and he's had them since he's been little. And,
They get you in
oh, there, Pete, there's a story behind that too. That
Did I read
book,
this all the time?
that is one of the books I read to you all the time when you were little. You wanted that. I had to order that book.
Does she think
It's
he's a
Ricky,
baby?
no, Ricky Tikki Tavi. I wanted him to have the book I read when he was little because that's one of his favorite books. And so,
You know how many times we've read that stupid?
oh my God, I have read it. Love you.
And
Keep
what's
that book
place
so you
north,
can
south,
remember
and
that.
east and west?
Don't start that.
I don't know how much I love you.
Will you read us the book now?
Oh, love you.
So that was one of his most favorite things. Yeah.
Now, what you call wants to get in the action?
Get in the box,
This is
little
good.
bit.
Ready? Yeah.
Pete?
Love you. Happy for you. Put them in the box and close it up.
Close it up.
If you could get out. 2 days later. Well, he did get out.
Awesome. Okay.
Not you, Liz. No, I said, that's not the dress you showed Auntie when she put out a closet.
back in the front?
No,
Yep,
show
looks
her a
good.
dark color one. Oh, okay. Okay.
What's like a black and white one? And then
Yeah, I like, what, some red in it, or orange the other one he had, like,
oh, the stripes?
yeah.
Oh, that was a long sleeve.
Oh, okay.
That's a different one.
Is it, you got some kind of jacket?
I'll be fine.
It's only supposed to get down to like in 68.
Very nice.
Uptown guy that's in the band.
Yep. Is that his daughter?
As I was watching the seniors of the class of 2018 in the field house, I only had to think about a moment and a memory from my kindergarten years when the very first thing they taught us was how to follow the leader and walk in the line. Now, after approximately 13 years, they're all going to have to play one more game of follow the leader and walk in line for a very, very exciting moment and a great accomplishment in their life. So, as they walk from the field house to here, we ask that you find your seats and enjoy the moment and the memories that are made, and also reflect on what they've accomplished and also the future. So thank you very much. We look forward to celebrating with your students.
At least I was there when Skylar walked up with her cap and gown on.
Is it count them as they go by? Huh? Count them as they go by, you know which one's which.
They're coming from the other side too.
There's some, I thought somebody on the other side too. I don't know which side he is on.
Tyler, you walked in with Miss Heather, didn't you? You walked in with Miss Heather, didn't you?
Okay, now we got people standing right in the middle of everything. Thank you, guy in the gray shirt.
We'll go from back, so it looks like they still have a ways to go.
He's got a white shirt on under his sweater.
That's gonna really help.
Yeah, that's
No,
gonna.
a lot of guys have dark.
I see like 5 people over there in a row with white shirt underneath.
That ain't him over there, is it? No.
Well, everything was great until those 5 people stood right there.
Nowadays, they decide, they ask if you want to like
They even have people up on the board. I know there. Videos of her for yesterday. Like here's one of her singing up here, and here's one of her singing.
There's a breakdown. He's gotta be in it. He's on the other side of it.
We're in my class. That's coming in.
Is that those coming in professors?
No, those are still students.
Give her hair up.
Yeah. We should have told him. Raise his hands, 2 arms up.
Okay.
Hand up!
Wait till she gets
He said
up here.
third row from back.
That's the end of the
Should be.
I don't see it.
Side.
I don't know if I got her or not. Pretty much.
Yes, I'm gonna have to stand up too.
He's not in this room, see?
Yeah, but then on the other side.
He's on the other side.
Wow, what a bummer. One, two, three. Peter, where are you?
While we wait for the last row to finish coming in, why don't you go ahead, turn around, wave to your parents, and thank them.
Oh, there he is! There he is, right there! I'm zooming in on you! Where? He's right there. Put both arms up.
Both arms up! Oh, wait now, Pete! Where's your both arms? Put them up!
He did you see him?
Again, I didn't get the
Again,
picture.
both arms, both arms, both arms! Both arms!
I can't focus him. Do it again, Pete. Granny can't get you. Put him up. Peter! Raise him up. I'm out. I can't get the picture.
Higher, higher!
Down above his head.
He's behind Harry Potter.
Peter!
Where's the
Move over.
What's the Harry Potter?
I know, right?
Look through the fence. There's a silver fence.
Yeah, hey!
Pete, stand up. Peter, no, he's sitting down.
He's not sitting down.
He's literally standing. It's just because of Harry Potter.
Peter!
This time, I ask if you are able, please stand for the singing of our national anthem by our Valparaiso High School varsity singers.
Well, I didn't get him.
I
We'll
got
find
it.
the flag on the north side of the gym.
Yeah, that should be.
I'm sorry, north side of the stadium.
There's our flag. Well, we got one there.
Just took his head off. He's itchy his head.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors, that star-spangled banner yet wave. O'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. 18 high. So Covington interrupts my class and says, I need to talk to you in the hall. And
and she looks concerned. And she's 9 months pregnant. So I put on my latex gloves as a precaution. Don't act like me delivering a baby in the blue hallway would have been the weirdest thing that has happened this year. So I get out there and she says, "Would you please, please, please be the speaker at graduation this year?" And I said, "No." And she said, "But the kids voted for you." And I said, "No." And then she said, "Thomas, I'm 9 months pregnant, and so now I'm here." Class of 2018, it's not you, it's me. Graduation by nature are traditional and systematic and repetitive. Rosario, you've got to switch that up. The powers that be sit on thrones, lurking, searching for those who do not match. And then there's me. I'm 44 years old and I climb trees. I know this graduation thing is a big deal for some of you and a miracle for others. But I've been to like 16 VHS graduations, so yeah, I was gonna sit this one out. It's not like I had big plans, probably sit at home, watch The Office. Anyway, I know how these teacher speeches are supposed to go. First, I gotta reflect on your Valparaiso high school experience. Like your first world problems were some sort of tribal rite of passage that you endured and conquered. Like this year with the construction. Let's beat that dead horse. And everything that came with it. Like how you came to school on a Monday morning and realized that your locker was replaced with a pipe. And that some of your stuff from your old locker never made it to your new locker. But if you want your favorite hoodie back, all you have to do is go to Goodwill and repurchase it. And how you showed up to pre-cal one day and the door was replaced with plywood. And a sign written in red crayon, like a note left by a serial killer. Class moved. Pool drained. New room deep end 106. Use ladder, not diving board. And then crack jokes about the burly, bearded, loud construction worker who paused mid-job and asked you to hold his jackhammer. And how you replied, "Okay, but could I finish my SAT first? Because, you know, college and stuff." And how, this is the last one, and how you used to be late to first hour because there was a long line at Dunkin' Donuts, and then in April you were late to first hour because you had to park at Dunkin' Donuts. Thanks. If you didn't cheer, I was going to walk off this stage because that's the best app I had. After this, it's just... All right. Well, let's move on to the next part of the teacher graduation speech, advice. This is the part where teachers quote smart people. But since so many quotes contradict each other, it's hard to pin down the definitive truth. For example, we have this quote from philosopher Pinterest. Sometimes you have to be selfish. If you can't put yourself first, you can't expect anyone else to. But then a real philosopher named Eknath Easwaran said, when we truly are putting others first, we cannot but feel at peace with ourselves. Then we have these two contradicting quotes. First, by Oscar Wilde, be yourself, everyone else is already taken. But then another author, J.B. Priestley, said, be yourself is about the worst advice you can give to some people. Here are some quotes about ambition. I just think a hustler's ambition is that I never stop. I start off hustling and I'll never stop hustling until I reach the top. That was me attempting to be rapper Young Jeezy. Not to be confused with Young Jesus, who said, anyone who wants to be first must put himself last. Then we have this quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson about conformity. Imitation is suicide. Which was contradicted by, and you match! I could just say good luck, but even that's contradicted by Emerson again, who said, shallow men believe in luck, strong men believe in cause and effect. Which is then contradicted by Michael Scott, regional manager of Dunder Mifflin, who said, I am not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. And so, class of 2018, to quote the original American hipster, hip beat writer Jack Kerouac, I have nothing to offer anybody except my own confusion. But that's a lie, because I've made so many mistakes, and pain is a fantastic teacher. So here goes. I suppose for many of you, a major concern is what you're going to be. And by the end of your little graduation parties, you will be tired of repeating your so-called life plans to old saggy relatives and complete strangers who are eating all your food. What's he doing here? Although it's nice that people are going to ask you what you're going to do, I'd like to ask you this. What kind of person are you going to become? Which leads me to this anecdote. When you were freshmen, I was the varsity boys basketball coach. I worked 16 years to get that job, and after only 2 years of being head coach, we were the DAC champions. And then I quit. And lots of people wondered why. In my resignation, I tried to avoid drama, so I kept my mouth shut, which just led to more gossip. As journalist Mike Hutton of the Post-Tribune wrote, if I had a dime for every person that asked me the real reason why Matt Thomas resigned, I could open up my own lemonade stand. It was awesome reading that. So why'd I quit? There were many reasons, really, and I had no idea which reason would end up being the headline. Besides, where would I even begin? I'm sure a lot of you have felt that way before, when your life somehow got turned upside down and somebody asked, "What's wrong with you?" And you just stare at them and think, there's so much to say that there's really nothing to say. But now, 3 years later, if I had to give one reason, it would be this. I hated what I was becoming. And I have nobody but my ego to blame for that. You see, what we do and the results we produce isn't nearly as important as why we do it. My original why was about paying it forward, mentoring players, the way my coaches mentored me. But it got buried by the ridiculous obsession with results. The good news is my original why is back now, as I coach the mighty St. Paul Panthers. Though we be but little, we are fierce. Yeah, my kids go there. And working with them and their little pals has reminded me of my why. I'm coaching for the right reasons now. So what's your why? Because the why is everything. Don't get me wrong, I believe in hard work, but be careful in choosing your goals. As Francis Chan put it, our greatest fear should not be the fear of failure, but of succeeding at things in life that don't really matter. Beware of ego. Ego will destroy a perfectly good why. Ego will tell you to define yourself by your achievements, or reputation, or appearance, or material possessions. Deep down, we know these vanities won't bring peace, but ego is a fantastic liar. Look at American icons who are the very symbols of so-called greatness. The greatest Olympian ever, Michael Phelps, or the ultimate sex symbol, Marilyn Monroe, or the king of pop, Michael Jackson. At their peak of stardom, their lives were absolute train wrecks. Obviously, celebrities are extreme cases, but I would argue that all of us have these vanities in us. We base our worth on our selfies with pouty lips, our GPAs, our bench presses, our number of Instagram followers, our dress sizes, our six-pack abs, our SAT scores, our shoe game, our acceptance letters. I could get through that without breathing. Our Gucci accessories, and our number of Fortnite kills. It's okay to like these things. It's okay to like your new haircut, or like competition, or like getting liked. But for heaven's sake, don't base your worth on them. During your journey, be kind, be honest, and be brave. And let the results take care of themselves. So I'm not telling you to go to some third world country to teach some warlord manners. But this is a commencement ceremony, and commencement means beginning, so why are you beginning what you're about to begin? Will you like the process? If so, good, because then you're consistent with your nature. Can you maintain human decency? If so, good, then you'll sleep well at night. Keep your why game good, keep your why game genuine, and you'll be at peace with what you become. Topic number 2, your diet. Your sophomore and junior years were actually tough times for me. When I think of those 2 years, I'm reminded of a quote from the aforementioned Michael Scott of Dunder Mifflin. In one touching office episode titled Grief Counseling, Michael said, "It feels like somebody took my heart and dropped it into a bucket of boiling tears. And at the same time, somebody else is hitting my soul in the crotch with a frozen sledgehammer." And then a third, well, you get the point. As I stated earlier, pain has been a great teacher. Anyway, during this troubling time, I was in our English office, and there was this beautiful parable in the printer. Whoever sent it to that printer wasn't in the room, so I took it. I figured they could use the steps. Anyway, here's the parable of the wolf. A grandfather is talking with his grandson, and he says there are 2 wolves inside each of us which are always at bat. One is a good wolf, which represents things like kindness and bravery and love. And the other is a bad wolf, which represents things like greed, hatred, and fear. The grandson stops and thinks about it for a second, and he looks up at his grandfather and says, "Grandfather, which one wins?" And the grandfather quietly replies, the one you feed. I take this stolen parable to my desk as a reminder that no matter how bad things get, I still choose which wolf to feed. Now I know how snarky some of you can be. Don't blame senioritis. Some of you came out of the womb that way. I can almost hear your eyes rolling. You're like, oh right, I just gotta think happy thoughts, is that it? Hey, did you know there's 2 tiny wolves in us? They're like this big. And as long as you have 2 esophaguses and you feed the nice one, you'll live happily ever after. Well, let me tell you something, hypothetical, cynical, snarky senior. You got a point. Unfortunately, it's not that easy to be happy, because it's easier than ever to feed the wrong wolf. So what wolf are you feeding? Do your friends encourage you to feed the good wolf? That's a rhetorical question. Some of you are like, Is what you scroll through on your phone encouraging you to feed the good wolf? How about the music you listen to? Yeah, I'm over 3. The Netflix series you binge watch, for 4. The video games you play, for 5. The books you read, I don't read books, so I'm good there. Kidding aside, remember we are what we eat, and that goes for our brains and souls, not just our bellies. During that awful time when my soul was being repeatedly pummeled in the nether regions, I turned to my younger brother Patrick for help. In addition to being a great friend, he introduced me to spiritual authors from various religions. And those spiritual authors fed me fantastic dishes of wisdom. Wisdom. Those books got me thinking outside of myself, about a higher purpose, about what really matters. Of course, I'm no saint. I'm the same guy who stole the wolf parable, so yeah, po buddy's nerfed. But when I'm mentally tough enough to win those good wolf, bad wolf battles, I'm so much happier. And that's what I want for you, to be happier. So feed the good wolf. Even in your darkest moments, joy and peace are always possible. My last topic is actually a bit of a grammar lesson. Sit down. The bell didn't ring. You can't leave. I know how much you hate grammar. But here it is. Love is an action verb. Tunnel vision is a soul killer. We focus on the light at the end of the tunnel even though it might just be a train. Perhaps the biggest cause of tunnel vision is busyness. And now because of technology, even lazy people can be kept busy. Even when the Wi-Fi is out, we prefer to make a digital T-Rex jump over a cactus than actually talk to another human being. So instead of love flowing like a river, we often have a bunch of stagnant puddles of mucky water. You know, like study hall in Teal 106, where souls go to die. No joy leaves you, so no joy enters you. No rivers there, just stagnant puddles of self-absorbed muck. We don't need some traumatic event to experience darkness. Darkness is simply the absence of light. And the light I'm talking about won't come from your 5-inch screen. Our neglecting of relationships is usually not intentional. I know because I, too, have ignored people I felt nothing but love for. But that's just it. You can't just feel it. Love can't be a verbal thing. It must be shown. I asked my juniors what they loved about fellow VHS students. Here are 3 short examples. I love that random senior guy who stopped in our insane parking lot and asked if I needed a jump. I love that as a girl at this school, you can't cry in a bathroom without rallying a whole support group. I love the positivity Michael Schutz radiates by giving every passerby a high five. Who doesn't like high fives? Ah, yes, Michael, our king of hallway high fives. Raise your hand if you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. He's living proof that love is an action verb. He's not waiting for joy. He's bringing joy every day. And I'm going to guess by bringing the joy, he gets the joy. I want to be more like that guy. And that's how I feel about some of you too. Class of 2018, that's the stuff I'll remember. Not how you did on some standardized test, but how you stopped by to say hi. Or cracked me up with some ridiculous class project, or left me a kind note. You guys reminded me of why I became a teacher. And that includes you too, Raphael. Being at home, watching The Office, that's not where I belong. You guys brighten so many of my days. The least I could do is thank you. And so, class of 2018, thanks. And please tonight, show some love for each other. High five a stranger, hug a friend, forgive an enemy. Because tonight's the last night you'll ever be together as one class. And that's why you match. Thank you.
New and exciting relationships with new faces. And most importantly, remember to love unconditionally. Like Kanye loves Kanye. Whether you're off to college, trade school, the military, or wherever the road takes you, I hope you pursue your passion, build meaningful relationships, and dance like nobody's watching. Thank you all for making these 4
Summer Brianne Sales.
Yeah, they moved him.
Lily Noe Gobert.
Zane Dennis Klein Sanders.
Nicholas Thomas
Yeah,
Gata.
he's right here.
Isabel San Juan.
He just raised his
Marcus
hand.
Aaron Golston.
Oh, is he the one who just had his tassel?
Yeah.
Michael Alexander Scarcella.
Rhea Maria Gilliam.
Maximilian Marcus Schaefer.
Emma Von Giliana.
Ryan Nathaniel Schaefer.
George Sola Goldfarb.
Reese Manning Shank.
Berlin Nicole Goodfellow.
Yeah, he's on the
Colin
He's gonna
Raymond
get his picture first, and
Scheidemann.
he'll walk over to this area.
Catherine Ann Gray.
Gavin Ray C.
Ollie
No, he's
Ann
already walking up
Gerson.
that way. Right hand up.
Tyler Lee
Right hand down.
Sharp.
Right side?
No, he's on the left.
Gabrielle
Lying. We'll
Claire
go get his picture
Green.
taken.
Savannah Brianne Sharpless.
Maximilian James Grisolano.
Justin Dane Shaw.
Adrian Chino Guzman.
Alyssa N. Sheets.
Jenna Cheyenne Hall.
Joseph Arthur Shepley.
Lucas David Hallow.
He's got a few more before he goes up to get his picture taken.
Paige Annalisa Shipley.
Damian Seth Hansen.
Elizabeth
Okay, he's the
Ann
next one to
Simmons.
go get his picture taken. There he is.
Tristan Allen Hargan.
Anna Bell Slanikowski.
Caleb Michael Hartman.
Austin James Sleece.
Clay Ryan Hatch.
Alexander Joseph Smith.
Margaret Lynn Hayes.
Brian Thomas Smith.
Charles Edward McNeil Healy.
Dade Lennon Monroe Smith.
Evan Patrick Pegatus.
Emily Evelyn Smith.
Darius Hurd.
Marcus William Smith.
Cecilia May Hilbricht.
Evan Michael Southwell.
Jocelyn Christine Hill.
Delaney May Spencer.
Zachary Taylor Hillman.
Logan Charles Spillers.
Zachary Ryan Holmes.
Andrew John Spores.
Jared Tyler Horsley.
Jeffrey Coleman St. Aubin.
Nicholas Richard Ovanik.
Bryce Thomas St. Germain.
Ryan Michael Harasic.
Angela Nicole Stahlbaum.
Colin James Huber.
Tayessa Antoinette Stott.
Juliet April Hayescamp.
Brittany Michelle Stoner.
Isabel Carolyn Hunt.
Dave Street.
Aaron Christopher Huttinger.
Tyler M. Stump.
Alyssa E. Ito.
Carson Nadine Swallow.
Riley Marie Ingram.
Zoe Marie Swain.
Isabel Zoe Usich.
That Ten Ta.
Tyree Lamont Jakes.
Grace Catherine Tam.
Thomas Joseph Janeway.
Matthew Simon Tam.
Henry Jung.
Ted Moorhead Terry.
Matt Elijah Gindra.
Emily Ann Fate.
Hope R. Johnson.
Courtney Elise Thomas.
Kayla Mae Johnson.
Colin James Thompson.
Mary Joan Johnson.
Jack Ryan Thorne.
Kendall Lynn Galligan.
Stuart Wayne Tiernan.
Daniel Alexander Gardner.
Peter J. Tax.
Riley Michelle Gardner.
Michael Ronald Tomzak.
Yes, I see her.
Elena Socorro Kip.
Nicholas Christian Tunney.
Macy Estelle Kirk.
Colin M. Topping.
Jacob Tyler Klotz.
Daniel Ryan Turka.
Samuel Tyler Clumpy.
Grant Michael Utterback.
Alexis Joy Conkamp.
Peyton Drew Vaca.
Benjamin Peter Kroll.
Alyssa Please join me in recognizing the class of 2018. Thank you. Next, I would like to introduce and ask that Valparaiso Community Schools, Dr. E. Rick Furtascia, join me at the podium.
Ooh, it's getting cold.
Dr. Furtascia, as principal of Valparaiso High School of the Valparaiso Community Schools in Valparaiso, Indiana, I present to you these students you see before you as candidates for graduation with the class of 2018. Each candidate will have met all requirements set forth by the state of Indiana and the Valparaiso Community Schools.
Thank you, Dr. Tabone. Hello, graduates or candidates. I'm completing my 46th year as an educator very shortly. But most importantly, this will be my last activity with students. And I'm very proud to say that this has been a sensational night. I'm even more proud to tell you that I am honored to have served as your superintendent. And I pray for your future to be as strong as you are today. Now, please stand. By the authority vested in me by the state of Indiana, and by the remarks and study of Dr. Tabone and recommendation thereof, I commend you graduates of Valparaiso High School. You may move your desks.
Thank you, Dr. Furtascia. As many of you know, Dr. Furtascia is also entering a new phase on his life journey, retirement. Dr. Furtascia, I think...
Trying to get your attention.
Good to see you.
Sorry, thank you. We could see her the whole time. It was
the next row going out.
Would you accidentally hurt you?
No. Is there something I said? No. You're just happy?
Oh.
That's right. Oh, stay back there. Look up to that tassel. And Lizzie, put your head on it. I can't see his tassel.
Oh, now you too, Savvy. You're making me do it too. It's like a sneeze or a hiccup.
Okay, you too. Okay.
He's making me cry.
Okay.